Hi everyone, welcome back to SlipTwpKnit. My name is Shelby and I come to you from Shelby Township, Michigan, which is where I do my knitting. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for giving me a chance, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. This is a different background today. I just needed to get out of the house, and I also had an appointment at the time where I normally record during the week, so having to find time to record a new episode, especially because I did make a promise that I didn't want to miss another upload, because I took a break back in November just because I was sick for a while. So I am currently sitting in a parking lot, and I actually am going to be taking some time today to support local businesses and go hopefully yarn shopping. I'm hoping to go to a couple of the yarn stores over in Oakland County. And I also kind of want to see if the bubble tea place where I used to go when I was at work is open, because bubble tea is excellent. And yes, it may be snowing, but I have not had bubble tea probably since 2019. So it's about to be 2021. I would like some bubble tea in my life. So this will be a short episode. My friend Marissa is actually going to be meeting me here, but she's running a bit late, and that's fine. I actually had a appointment with I had a chiropractor appointment this morning, and then I just said, let's meet at 11, and traffic on this side of town is not very good right now. The main road out here has been under construction probably, it's been under construction since the beginning of the year. So regardless, as far as knitting updates, I only have one project that I have two projects I'm working on, but I only brought one with me because this is the only, no, I'll tell you about the other one. But I wanted to share, so I am knitting my first pair of 2 at a time socks. As you can see, this is the yarn I'm using. It's from Stitch Together, and the color is called Lawn Ornament. And my friend Marissa actually bought me this yarn when she went to Milwaukee for work at the beginning of the year. And I knit her a pair of slipper socks out of this yarn too earlier this year as well, and she says she likes them. But I'm knitting myself a pair of socks 2 at a time, and I figured I'd do 2 at a time because, one, I've never done that before, and two, I also am fully aware that my time with knitting socks is very, very limited, because I decided that I'm not knitting socks at all in 2021. So I'm gonna knit everything but socks, but I'm trying to, I figured I can at least hopefully get this yarn, which is so fun and so pretty. I want it out of my stash though, so I'm trying to get some socks taken care of, because it's gonna, I don't want any, I have some languishing whips that I just have sitting there because I didn't really enjoy them, that I need to get back to, and maybe I'll be happy to get back to them in 2021. But for now, taking care of this will be good enough. And I think so. So as far as this pair of socks, this is really just a general vanilla sock that I'm working on right now. However, I did do a Picot edge on it. As you can see, it's cute, right? But so the pattern I'm using for the pattern I used for these specifically is called Carole's Picot Edge socks. I'll put that in the description box down below. But I don't know, they're cute, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry too, which was nice. But really all I wanted was the direction for doing a cute Picot edge, and I think I'm just gonna, I don't want to say I'm fudging it, because but I've knit so many socks at this point, I feel like I know what I'm gonna do. Now that being said, I'm knitting this on my, these are ChiaoGoo 32 inch, well no, these are ChiaoGoo, it is 32 inch, but these are a size US 0 and they're on a 32 inch cable, circular, and I'm doing magic loop. As far as this, I don't hate doing 2 at a time on this, but I do think this cable is kind of short. I don't know how I feel about this cable. So in my knitting bag, actually, I have another pair of circular needles that is also the same size. It's also a US 0. So I think when it comes time for me to do the heel flap and gusset, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit those on, I am going to knit them on separate sets of needles, and then once I am done with the decreases, I might just put them back on the same, needle again. But I just think, because I'm not confident, I know I want to do a heel flap and gusset on these socks, because I think that generally is what fits my foot the best. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. They're going to be short socks. They're not going to be full length. They're definitely not going to be full length, but I think I'm probably going to do maybe 5 to 10 more rounds, and then I'll start the heel flap and gusset on them. So that's what I currently have working on me, and this is, I don't know who made this bag, or maybe my friend Kelly sent me this for my birthday. Miss Kel from Kelly from Miss Kel's Crafty Podcast. She sent this to me around my birthday. I don't know if she made it or if she bought it somewhere, but I like it, and it's a good one it's a good project bag for socks. So that is currently what I'm working on. I did talk in my last episode about my Half Moon Oracle shawl by Volenvine, and I have cast it on and frogged it probably 3 times now, so it's a little bit of a challenge. I've never knit brioche before, and so figuring that out, it can be fun once you figure out what you're doing, but then I make it like a rookie mistake, and I basically just rip it out and start over. It's fine. If I do it one more time though, I might just try and knit a big old swatch, straight brioche, until I get the point. But I do feel like I feel like I understand it. I just, I feel like I'm just gonna have to go slowly with it until I fully get the hang of it, because yeah, I just feel like I need to maybe slow down is what I'm telling myself. Just slow down, and it'll all make sense in the end. So that's everything for now. At the moment, I am, like I said, I'm sitting here in my car, but my windshield actually is full of snow, but my windows are not. It's going to be nasty today. I actually am wearing several layers, and then when I went to the chiropractor, I had to take most of them off, just down to the bottom layer. And then yeah, I started going to a chiropractor very recently, within like the last week, because one of my legs is shorter than the other. And I've noticed it for several years now. But it's always when I'm exercising. I always notice that one of my legs gets tired before the other, and I'm assuming it gets tired well before the other because it's working harder for whatever reason. Either it's longer and it's taking the slack for the other leg, or it's the shorter leg and it's working harder because it's shorter. And so I went to the chiropractor, and they did confirm that one of my legs is indeed shorter than the other, and that's why it gets tired. So I'm trying to get that straightened out. But that's literally the boringest thing ever. Also, I just realized I didn't explain the name of my podcast in this episode, and that's okay. Speaking of the name of my podcast though, I didn't realize, so I knew my cousin Sam mentioned to me that he usually watches like the first 5 minutes of my episode. And then my cousin Jessica recently said the name of my podcast, and I was like, oh no, she watches. which is a risk that people take, I guess, by telling their family about their YouTube channel. But I can't believe she, yeah. But Jessica, if you're watching, hello. Otherwise, I think what I'm gonna do now actually is I'm just gonna, I don't want to sit and talk and wait, like that's, because clearly that is what I'm going to do. Let me check my phone real quick. Okay, Marissa's about to be here, she said, so it's fine. But I do think what I'm gonna have to do is just go ahead and get ready to go support some local businesses, which is nice. I don't know about you, I hate shopping, but the only shopping, well, I don't hate shopping. I will say I hate most shopping, but I happen to love yarn shopping and also grocery shopping. But yeah, I'm gonna go yarn shopping today. I'm excited. I have a couple things that I'm planning to knit in 2021. And I think, primarily, I think when I went shopping with my aunt at the end of November, I had an idea in my head for most of what I wanted, but one of the yarn stores was closed. So I'm hoping today we will be able to hit that store and they'll be open, because I know what I want from there. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. If you are still watching at this point, this is where I'm going to wrap up, just because it's not a whole lot going on. Like I said, I'm really only working on these socks and need to muster up some motivation to recast on my Half Moon Oracle. But in the meantime, because we are closing out this year way faster than I realized, and I think my next episode, because this is going to be posted next week, which is the week of Christmas, and then the following week should be when I'm re-recording. I think my next episode is actually going to be in 2021 after this one. So here's what I'm going to ask you is if you have a word of the year, or any specific New Year's resolutions, and I'll probably talk about this maybe in the next episode too, but this is what my question is. Tell me what your New Year's resolution, or if you have a specific like word of the year that you are targeting for 2021. That's next year. Yeah, 2021. So as far as word of the year, I've decided that my word of 2021 is going to be deliberate, and I'm still kind of trying to outline everything that word means to me, but it really is down to, you know, making sure that we're slowing down, thinking things through, making decisions, things like that. So that's my word for 2021. I am going to attempt to be more deliberate in my decision making and my choices. Decisions and choices are the same thing. But anyway, yeah, so comment down below, tell me any New Year's resolutions you have, what your word of the year is going to be for 2021 if you do that. And then I will talk to you. You'll see me again in 2 weeks, so hopefully I'll have more knitting to talk about. All right, thanks everyone. Have a nice day. Happy knitting.